Right, what are we doing today? Well, that's the cube upside down, and this is a big decision day I've taken. I know the tyre it's done 3,700 miles, but I'm again a little bit concerned about it wearing down. Now you can see the difference there. 3,700 miles, no puncture. So we're sent off for another identical one. Now, I always thought that the front tyre was okay, but I'm having to have a look at this, and you can tell it's getting quite down. I think another 1,000 miles, I'll have to replace that as well. I mean, it really, if I'd have realised it was as down as much as this, I'd have just got 2 new tyres. But anyway, this is a rather curious thing now. Watch this. Oh, go on. Go on. Oh, no, it's not doing it, that. What's going on here? Now, last time I was in the shed, it was finishing off down at the bottom there, and now it's at the top. That's really odd. Some funny things goes on in this place, I tell you. Right, so while we're at it, replacing the tyre, I've got a problem with one of the spokes. Now, where the dickens has it gone? That's spoke. Ah, there it is. It's that one there, look. So it's if I turn that round. So which one was it? This one? Yeah, that's the one. Now, the thudding noise that you can hear going up a hill, or sometimes on the flat, whether it's that, it's kidding me, I don't know, but see, the thing is, if you just pedal the bike while it's like this, you don't hear anything at all, it's all silent. Anyway, while I'm at it, I'm going to take the tyre off, inner tube off, and I'm trying to get this spoke out here. I'm at a dilemma here. I don't know whether to replace it with another black one, or replace the whole lot with stainless steel spokes like this one. This is the original cube wheel. Now it's got many spokes more than that one, and yet this takes more weight. This is the replacement wheel. Right, well, what I'll do is take the tyre off, and we'll take it from there. Well, that's the first time that has been deflated since 2021, I think. Okay. Right, we've actually got some proper metal levers here now. These don't bend. I seem to remember this one time. You'll have to excuse me. I've got a bit of frogging my throat today. When I'm filming something, nothing seems to go right, does it? Well, you know, right, that didn't have to take some doing, but I've managed to get it off. So I'll shove that valve up there now. Sharp edges and boulders and stuff. And this inner tube somehow has withstood it all, but this tyre, in the first 12 months when I put it on, it never went down at all. But every now and again I have to put some air in it now, so somewhere along the line that must have a puncture in it, so that'll have to go in the bin. Right, so we get this other bit off now. side, you know, if I did this on that front wheel, there'd be no trouble. That front wheel must be slightly smaller than this one. Oof. Well, it's one way of breaking a window, isn't it? So this, supposedly, now I'm saying supposedly, has a belt inside it. But looking inside there, you can see right inside the tyre, and it's perfectly round. And I'm getting hold of it, finger and thumb, and it feels really thin, that. So, has it got a protective belting? Extra. Puncture belt, it says. Well, I just don't know. Right. You can see them side by side now, you can see the difference there. Right, so now then. I have no tools to do these spokes. Now, which one was it? It won't even unscrew that. And they say if you want a new spoke, to take it out completely and measure it properly. Well, it's a miserable day today. Right, that last little bit of film that you've just watched was Thursday last week. We should have had a new wheel delivered on Saturday, but Yodel said, oh, we're having trouble, we can't deliver it, it's on hold. So anyway, they promised us today, and suddenly they can't deliver it again, it's on hold again. So things are getting a little bit serious here. And the reason I'm talking about a new wheel is because I've been to Ticky Bikes with this wheel, and he looked at this wheel and he said, yes, it's a Mavic. He said they're well known, these, after only 12 months, the spokes rust into the nipples. I said, that sounds nasty. He said, well, it can be awkward. He said, but they're well known for it. So he had a go at tightening it up and it wouldn't. He said the whole lot is spinning round as I turn it. He got a tool to hold it and it still wouldn't turn because it was rusted up. I said, well, how about renewing the whole thing with stainless steel spokes? Well, he smiled and said, well, by the time you pay for the spokes, it's just beginning to rain, I better go back in here. By the time you finish paying for the spokes, you might as well have a new wheel, especially if you're paying somebody to do the job. So we've sent for a new wheel. It's got a new disc on it and a new cassette, all for £67. So far they give us a £5 back for our inconvenience that it wasn't delivered on Saturday. So it's like £62. So I don't know what it's like. All I've got is a picture of it. Of course Ellen's been on her phone ordering it. So first of all, I'm gonna go inner tube hunting. Oh no, hang on a minute. It was, I just cobbed it in here, didn't I? I'm not going to put a new inner tube in. Where is it? No, there it is. There it is. There she is. There she is. How about that? Yeah, I mean, it does go down slightly. I mean, every few weeks it's just to pop a bit of air in it, so it's not too bad. So I'll put that back on with the old tyre, and we should be alright for a while. Because if I go to the trouble of doing this, no doubt the wheel will turn up. But if it does, I've got a new inner tube and the new tyre to put on, which I will. But I don't think it's going to do. So let's carry on. Tell you what, that do some doing. I don't remember struggling putting that tyre on that wheel originally like that. Really hard it was. Yeah, so I'm thinking, well, I'm paying out for a new wheel, but it's already got one of these on it. And the disc. Now that disc is, I don't know if I told you this, it's actually wording in the middle. But this cassette isn't that old, it's only done 700 miles. So what I'll do, before I get rid of the wheel, I'll get that off, clean it up, and I've then virtually got a new cassette. So although the wheel is £60 odd, I'm saving £20 odd on a new cassette, so eventually when the cube needs another cassette I can just put this back on. Alright, so that can't be too bad, can it? I'll take that off now. And yes, it's now I think I've got a dust cap here. There we are. Now I want to tell you something else as well. Right. Helen's bike, Scott, last year the Rolson cyclometer packed in whilst we were away, so we threw it and we went and got a dead cheap one from Home Bargains. £3 odd it were. Well, you get what you pay for, and it's the back fell off and it's broke and it's ended up in the bin. I said, look, just pay a bit more and get something a bit more decent, which she did. But what I want to tell you is this. Now, where is it? Where's it gone, that? I'm looking for something. Ah, it's down there. Now, you see that? Shiny, that's really heavy. That's the magnetic sender for that sensor. Really heavy, really nice piece of kit. The cyclometer was £12 odd. Right? I remember sending off for a new magnet, a Bosch one, for this there, and I seem to remember it being about 9 or 10 quid just for that. But you get something equally just as good with the cyclometer for £12 odd. Now, have I been ripped off with that? Because let's face it, they can't be that good, because the original one rusted away to nothing. So there you go. Be careful what you pay for. Right, so I'll leave it at there. I'll just tidy up a bit. I'm not going to put the wheel on yet. It's all pumped up, ready to go. There's still tread left on it. And that's it. So it's supposed to be delivering today. It doesn't sound as though it's going to get here. So I'll leave it a day or two, and if it still hasn't turned up, I'll put that back on the cube and we'll carry on with it. Alright, I'll sign off for now. Bye. Right, now then, welcome to, what is it now? Day 5 of the wheel problem. The really bad problem. It's continuing, so let me just show you this first. Now you see this water gauge? I emptied that about half an hour ago. It's just absolutely poured down. That, the most I've emptied it in a month is 2 3/4 times. In July I emptied it 6 times. And let's move on a bit here, because that's the old wheel. Because I have good news for you, ladies and gentlemen. What have we here? The wheel arrived yesterday. Yes, a brand new wheel. Now it's Mad Speeds. So it's got a 9-speed cassette on it, and it's got a brand new disc. What it hasn't got any ribbon in there, but noticed there's some in this bag here, and there's also a new quick release as well. Now, any eagle-eyed people about you may have noticed this here. I think this rim on its own will double up for a bicycle with the lever brakes. Tight pull up there. But that's nice, isn't it? Eh? All we're going to do now is get on the cube. The thing is here, what I want to do, before I do anything else, I want to put this on the bike. Let's just get that out of there. I want to put it on the bike. Hang on a minute now. Just to make sure it fits. I don't want to get a load of oil all over my hands, so I think I'll put some gloves on for this. Right, now, you see that? This is a new pair of jeans. and I've gone and got oil off this lot on them. I should have put some dirty jeans on, shouldn't I? Right, so let's see if we can get this in here now. Right, so I'm putting it on temporarily, this. Oh, hang on now. And shove that in there like that. And shove that goes like that. And down it goes, as long as you know like that. Do you know what? I'm sure I'm blind. Right, so what I was concerned about, you know, I was concerned about the brake disc going into the caliper. What's that there? Right, well it fits. So that noise you can hear, that's just the brake pads rubbing on the new disc. That will wear off eventually. Okay. Right, so now, hey, I don't know. Look at this. The sun's coming out. I can't believe this. Yes. So this is Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look at my watch. Oh, Wednesday the 30th. Wednesday the 30th of August. Right, so what I'll do now, we'll get this ribbon on the bike. Right. Oh, so that's sort of elasticated into it, is it? Slightly. Right, let's just go and get rid of this in the bin. Now, I would have done this yesterday afternoon because it was actually delivered then. But we had our grandchildren with us, who I affectionately call the Terrible Two. Much as I'd have liked to have come out and carried on with this, I couldn't because they were here. But we also had Thunderbirds on. I'll tell you what, I pride myself in spotting wigs a mile off, and I reckon they all had wigs on in that programme. Jeff Tracy. Oh yes. Yeah, I've always been able to spot a wig. Now, I've never done this before. And you'd think it'd be a simple thing, wouldn't you? You would, wouldn't you? There's probably a dead easy way of doing this. Right, there we are. Now all I can say is it's not quite lined up. Oh, I must say it's pretty neat, that though. Very neat. It's a bit better than that stuff that was in that Mavic wheel. Well, see, look, see that? Not quite lined up. There, who's that? That look better? Right, so now we need the tyre. Now, on this tyre here, it says, I'm sure there's a little arrow somewhere. It says direction of travel. To go on, let's look at this one here, this is the right way around. So it needs to go on this way, Right. Hang on. Hang about now. Hang about. I've got it. I've got it. Hang on a minute. So that goes on that way. And that needs to go on like that. Like the other one. Right. Happy days. Okay. So, what I need to do now is get this in here. And push that on there like that. Now I'm hoping this is going to be a bit easy to get on. And that other one, that went on a bit easy there. Right, now then, inner tube. Now this inner tube, Swalby. I've had this for quite a while. It's a spare one. It's never been used. It's done possibly quite a few thousand miles, but wrapped up in its box in the cube's pannier. Oh yes, the sun's out now. Yes, the sun's out. Yes, it is. Now, the reason I'm doing this is to just make it a little bit better so that it's not flat and everything when you put it in this wheel. Right, now where's my hole gone? There it is. Now don't go and spill that on the floor because you'll be have a look, let's have a look, it's there. Right, so shove that in. Hang on, let's take this off here. Right, mustn't lose that. If I lose that, I can't pump the tyres up. Now I know you can. What have I done with that pump now? There is a way of fiddling about with that so it fits. Press the valve like this. Right. Well, that's in there now, so we shove the rest of that in. Shove it round there like that. Now the tube's having a tendency to want to come out. Not shoving right in there, that, otherwise it's likely to get pinched. Now is it going to go on? Oh yes, it has. That's without the levers, that. Now that's how it should be. See? Right, let's pump it up now. Right, we get in there with this. So I think going off that disc on the old wheel that's obviously getting worn in the middle, it's only slightly concave but it is showing signs of wear. I could have actually replaced it because you can undo it. It's got little torque screws here like this, so we could take it off, put a new one on. But the front wheel of the cube here is, let's have a look here, and there we have it, you see. So that disc is actually riveted on, but I'm looking at this disc and it looks fine. See, it's different, you see. The other one, let's have a look at it. This is, this may have come with this wheel, but that's got surface there, but space there, look. So obviously those are going to wear quicker than the outer bits, and they've worn a bit concave, but these are more all little holes all spread out, so there's not much of a problem there. But the thing is, if I had to put a new disc on this, I couldn't do it. So what would I have to do? Get another wheel, Well, I suppose when this tyre is ready for replacing, another 1,000 miles, I could get another one, try and get another wheel like this. And then they would both match it properly. Oh yes. Yeah. I forgot what it's like to have a bike with two matching wheels. Oh well, unless you count the career of Vulcan over there, I suppose. Oh yes, that's not bad now. See, now I've got a pressure gauge here. I don't know whether this will work with this. Oh, it does. Hang on a minute. 23 pounds of pressure. Well, it's not a lot of that, is it? Let's put a bit more in. I think the maximum pressure for these is about 50. But if you don't put enough pressure in this back tyre, you can feel it. It feels as though it's bottoming out on bumps and stuff. So it's got to have plenty in. But I don't want too much in. Right, now then. So just to prove to you that it's actually Right, let's have a look at that now. 30. Well, it's got a bit 33 pounds in it. That's not bad. Right, so I'm going to take that off there. Tighten that up there. Just nip that up and all. And put dust cap on it. It's a clear plastic dust cap, this one. It's nice, isn't it? Right, so we can now finally put the wheel back on here. Oh, I need to put my gloves on again. Hang on a minute. Right then, let's put this on. So this has got the wheel on it this time, as you can see. You put that in there like that, and what it should do is pull it up like that, and it should just drop in like that. There. That's nice. And we've got this brand new, oh, this is all shiny, isn't it? Brand new quick release. It's not bad for the money, is it? Yeah. Turn off there like that. Yeah, so with the fiver that they've given us back, it's cost £62 this. So it was on like that. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't like to make this wheel and sell it for £62. Yeah. I wouldn't. The idea is when that's tightened up, it's not sticking out. Right, that's it. Oh, a bit more. There we are. Hear that? Now the thing is about this. Well, it was pretty straight, that wheel. I mean, that one was actually a little wobbly slightly. Could have been the sport that was causing that. Well, this is absolutely spot on. Beautiful. what did Ellen say? Don't you start putting that bike out on its wheels on your own. Well, I want to get it outside but the sun's shining, so I'm going to an idea how I can do this without splitting a kipper. What you do is you just pick it up like that and you over on its back wheel like that. Oh, hang on a minute, it won't go because of the door. Oh. Nope, still won't go. Oh, this wasn't very well thought out, was it? Right, there we are. Yes, don't worry, here I am. Now then, how does that look? That's alright, doesn't it? Now I have noticed that the levers, front brake's not too bad, but straighten that up. They're hydraulic these, you see, so whether it's yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's getting better. That the more I use it, the better it'll be. Right. So I think the next job is to put the battery on and go for a ride. Okay. Right, so that's everything back in the pannier after a fashion. I just got a lot of things fell out. I forgot to empty the pannier, believe it or not, when I turned it upside down. So there's that got to go back in. And this is a brand new inner tube that goes in there. Got to do it. Anyway, I'll zip that up after. It's a bit awkward one-handed. Yeah. So the only thing that's letting this bike down now is this stand. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Now, this wasn't a cheap stand at all. It wasn't one of these cheap £5 odd stands. It was, from what I remember, £39, specially made to fit the cube. But look at it. But having said that, look at this one here. This is the one that Scott fitted. I don't mean Scott Tracy, I mean Scott. Now just look at the state of that. Arguably that's even worse. Yeah. And what else is what else was pretty bad? Well, yeah, the spokes are going rusty. They're all black spokes and the rust has started. I mean, look at this. They're all rusty. And what can you do with them? You'd probably say, well, it's cheaper to buy another wheel, isn't it? But Ellen's not bothered, you see. Right. Well, I don't know whether the last bit of film was on its side or what, but this is, you can see that, this is Ellen's new cyclometer. This is a bit more like it. So you clip that in there like that. You can do it one-handed. And it does work, I've tried it. It's got these different modes on it. Different modes. So it does work. It's got a temperature gauge on it as well. Yes, a temperature, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so it's 17. Well, I've just brought it out of the house. Yeah, so we're hoping that that might last a bit longer. Again, don't ask me what make it is. There's no make on that. This is the one for the cube, what I got. There's no make on this neither. This goes on like that. And no, I'm not left-handed. You wake it up like that. Now I did 16.2 miles last time, so you just press that and it all goes back to naught. This was £21, that was £12 odd, but all they've got on them is made in China, no make at all. What can you say? No. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new wheel on the back. Hear that? Clunk, clunk, clunk. And so this is a new wheel, and it's still making that noise. Well, at least we know it's a new wheel. All the spokes are okay now. Because this thudding noise seems to have gone worse. It's actually doing it on the flat now. Let's change gear. Hear that? Now. Right. Oh, it's just done it then. Right. It's still doing it. So I'm in gear 5 at the moment. I don't know what's causing this. I mean, a lot of these funny noises end up being something and nothing, don't they? Something really simple, and you can spend weeks, months trying to trace what it was. So I'm going to put it in. Oh no, what did that say? No, I just touched that, but before I did it said hurry. Hurry, what does that mean? Oh my god, hurry. You see, I don't know whether this clunky noise is coming from the motor or something like that. Could be. Well, if that's the case, we've had it. I can feel it's right through the pedals, this noise. Hurry, it said. Now whether the camera's caught that, I don't know. I'll have to have a look when I get back. Oh, I'm going against the wind, so you can't hear it. Well, we'll go up Rishworth. It might be a bit quieter up there. Well, that where it said earlier, I've never known this bike have a glitch at all with anything. But at 5,700 miles, I mean, I don't know, is that a lot? Is that a lot of miles for this motor? Put it in turbo. Well, it's definitely pulling up here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seems to be. It seems to be making this noise randomly. It's definitely going louder though, and it's doing it in every gear. In fact, the only time it doesn't do it is when you're freewheeling. Right, well, what can I say? We'll just have to leave it and see what happens. Now, you've just watched the end of that film and you're thinking, oh my god, it's disaster for the cube, it's on its way out, there's an electrical problem, it's not reading any speed, it's not even registered that last mile up. What can it be? Oh, it's a disaster. But are any of you out there that eagle-eyed enough to notice that? Let's turn the light on. What's that there? I haven't fitted it on the new wheel. That's what's wrong with the bike. That is unbelievable. What an absolute berk. Right, now I've just fitted that on there, right? Whew, well, I hope this is going to be alright now. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just tip it over a little bit and I'll just turn the pedal. Oh, well, I'm glad that's all the problem was, but it still doesn't alter the fact that there's that clunking noise. Every third or fourth revolution of the pedal. Now what can that be? I mean, is it something simple? Is it a problem with this crank wheel here? I don't know. Well, I just have to leave it for the time being. Look at this. I went out ride and forgot to zip this up. And did it lose the tube in it? Right, okay. Wheels on. Problem sorted with this speedo, the Bosch. So I'll see you on the next one. Right, now this is the day after. I had a brainwave last night, which I sometimes have. Yes, I have got a brain. And I thought, why don't I take the chain off the Scott? Can you hear me? Because of all the noise. Take the chain off the Scott and put it on the cube. So I did, and I've been a ride, and it was silent. Absolutely silent. No sounds at all. No clunking, no clicking, no messing about. So what's going on with this chain? Well, I know it's extremely mucky. I've just been and had a look at all the links to see if any of them are seized up, but so far I can't see anything wrong with it. So I'll carry on looking, and then if all else fails I'll try another quick link on and put it on the Scott, and I'll take that for a ride and see if that's clunking. Right, okay. Right, that was a bit of a struggle. Right, so the cube's chain, and it's really mucky this, is on the Scott. So now I need to get my helmet on and go for a ride. Right, so I've raised the seat up to where I think it's going to go. I've got the cube's chain on here now. I've got the cube's battery. Yeah, 2,457. So that chain that was on the cube isn't as old as the one off here, but it's done more miles. It'll also give me an opportunity to try this new cyclometer. I know I said I'd tried it, but I've only whizzed the front wheel around, haven't I? Right, now if it's going to do a clanking noise, it should do it right away, this. Right, slight delay there. So we're now on the Scott. Well, all I can say is the cube's chain is behaving itself. I haven't replaced any links, I've just put it on this bike, and it's silent. So I should say that cyclometer is, I don't know if you can see it. Ooh, it's not bad, it's just lagging behind a little bit. Yeah, so let's try a different gear. Morning. Well, this is unbelievable. I mean, what was making that loud clonk on that bike of mine? Well, I don't know, but anyway, I'll sign off now and I'll finish the video here. Happy days. See you on the next one.